sometimes when you're dealing with the Western world, you'll realize that there will come a degree of general community hate. And this is a issue that goes way prehistoric, beyond the civil rights era, to the point where white people, for centuries within their culture, whatever their culture is, they have been taught to prehistorically oppress and be hostile towards black people. They cannot wait to actually pursue this act. And when you really look at it, it is extremely sad that somebody has to actually thrive off of that energy, off of that level of living. It really does actually have you questioning, how do you deal with such ignorance? And the main way that you understand how to deal with this is, first of all, you cannot beat these people with the same poison that they are using against us. These white racists are using nothing but division and conquer. And these are actions that are present contrary to what the law states. The law, as we have classified, where once upon a time the law considered black people as 3/5 of a human being. The law is not, and it was never intended for black people. When you see those laws of equality, those are not laws for black people. Those are laws for white people. Those are laws for people who they have politically accepted as white, or at least politically accepted within their communities. So there's a method where you realize that poison will eventually figure out its way around to reach black people, despite the fact that the black man has done absolutely nothing. The black man could be just going for a casual walk, trying to figure out his day or reflect with his headphones in, and next thing you know, some racist cracker drives by him, throws some hostile comments, or he is brutalized by the community, or he is stalked, or he is harassed, and there is nothing within the jurisdiction of the law that the law is capable of solving, because the law has not been equipped with any doctrine or any useful or resourceful state of constitution or federal political foundation for how to even treat black people with respect. And the sad reality of this is the fact that the animals, as you can see, the animals have a better degree of law, or should I even say of concentration or protection, despite the fact that they aren't even recognized as human beings. You can't go out on the streets and take out an animal or harass that animal or cause that animal any sort of suffering without you being penalized by the law. But anytime you see a black man, you know the law has not protected him, and this is secretly why white people covertly practice systematic abuse, harassment, and actually have to form their own cults, their own religious cults, their own neighborhood cults, to work as a collective to try and take down black people and isolate them into further communities where they will no longer be classified with any sort of dignity, any sort of principles, or any sort of self-respect. And the only way for the black people to deal with this is to understand that there is never a point in history where adding fire to a fire has actually resolved that fire or extinguished that fire. The only way to quench that fire that they have caused is to completely separate from that fire and create boundaries in order to prevent that fire from spreading. And once those boundaries are created, meaning we have our own civics, our own protection, our own security within our own, then we can also gather our resources and pour some knowledge, pour some blackness, some holy water. Excuse me for for blasphemy, but the situation is really in need of intervention. You can no longer in 2026, with the access that Black people have towards education and towards the sacrifices that our people have made for decades to ensure that our future generations have a level of ground to stand on without feeling that we have to soak up the white poison as a sponge. We need to take care of our situations by protecting ourselves from these fires, by leaving the fire, actually, should I say, to the cause that created it. Leave all that racism, leave all that hatred, leave all of that nasty covert behavior to the white people, and let us just walk away without actually feeling that it is our responsibility to solve their minds, because I can tell you that for at least they as a majority refuse on a collective level to even have any sort of dignity to actually behave as human beings. It's ironic how they label Black people as less human. It's ironic how they give us that interpretation that they are less human, when actually it is the least common human characteristic to degrade somebody because of their color. You don't even do that to animals. I don't even think they do that to insects, but they do it to Black people because they have been programmed and indoctrinated to deploy their poison. So I will tell you, leave them to deal with their own situation. Whatever pain, whatever hazard they have created, that's not on us. We're gonna be living good. We're gonna be enjoying our instruments, enjoying our culture. We're gonna be realizing how to actually teach our children better things beyond alcoholism and drug use that the white people have taught us that we need or should be covertly dependent on in order to survive in his society. Which, as you will see, many Black people, once they receive the right education and actually receive the professional intervention, will understand this to be the reality, to the point where there will no longer be a need for such an intervention or even consideration for an intervention, because this will never be the solution. Joining them will never be the solution. They've already created a fire. Why would you want to burn in that fire with them? Why would you even want to take out that fire with them? That fire is grand. That fire has spread to millions of our people, to the point where if we learn how to actually push that fire away from our community, rather than being taught to be so passive and to take the burnings and the damage that the white people have created for us, then you will find that our people will actually have a refreshed state of mind. We will actually have the energy after work to take care of our children and our matters. We will have the energy to rebuild a sense of morality in our communities. We will have the energy to actually lead by example and show the world who is watching the white people as we speak, how to treat regular people with ethics, with dignity, and with self-respect. These will be the actions that will truly bring about a positive change. But for as long as I would say these situations are idle in the Black community, despite the fact that they are present, there will be a rippling effect to the point where when this gets to one Black man, it will get to another Black man, and it will eventually reach our women and our children. And let me tell you something, the moment you ever get a Black woman involved in your sickness, just know you are in the hands of a rival. You will face that ring. You will step one-on-one in that ring if you ever think you can go to a Black woman who is the most disrespected person in the United States and in the North American hemisphere. If you think you can sneak behind a Black man's back, you may have thought you took out all the Black people. But trust me, some of us were strong, some of us were built to survive. And when you take away our source of life, being the Black woman that we come from, you will really understand what the true power of a Black man is. You will feel it. You will psychologically remember that imprint on your peanut brain for as long as these wounds continue to affect our people, to the point where our Black women are forced to become single mothers as a result of these white people taking out Black people, convincing us that we need other women to be better than our own women, when no woman alive would ever understand us more than the Black woman. But this is more about focusing on the reality of the situation that we face as we speak, and this reality is one that will never be pushed under the carpet. White people are single-handedly responsible for the demise of humanity within the Western world. White people with all the power, with all the economic wealth, with all the capital, have sufficient amounts of knowledge, of educational institutions, of tools to distribute evenly amongst the cultures. But they have single-handedly held everything for their own, without actually acknowledging the fact that there is a group of ethical human beings struggling as we speak, and we will never face the opportunity to grow or to progress or to transcend the situation for as long as we feel like these white leaders have to run everything we do. That these white leaders feel entitled to show their supremacy, that these white leaders feel the need to interrupt our Black children and their abilities to study without going to their racist schools, without going to their racist communities, without going to their racist restaurants, without working in their racist jobs. It is through this that Black people will finally understand that these white people have nothing of value. All right, your whiteness will never interfere with my reality as a Black man. Your whiteness would never stand a fingernail to my experience as a Black man. I'm talking to you as a Black man. This is the Black man who you try to eradicate from planet Earth. This Black man will stand on his 2 feet and he will show you the failure of a job you did to try and decompose him and dehumanize him, as the Black man gains a sense of self-respect, practices his own self-morals. You will find that this Black man will never feel the need to procreate with the white man or integrate with the white man, or adopt such a passive, friendly neighborhood smile with the white man, and instead he will present to the white man exactly how he is experiencing America as he stands today. And if the white man doesn't want to hear it, then the world will hear it. And as I told you, the world is bigger than the white man.